So what's the center of the church? Well, Christ. As you enter this space, what do you see? If you could look from above down below, you see what? A cross. And at the crossroads of the cross, where the two sections come together, you have what we celebrate as the presence of Christ. The altar, the pulpit, and the tabernacle. Jesus in the Eucharist, stored in the tabernacle. The altar, the very place where the presence of Christ is celebrated, body and blood, soul and divinity. And the pulpit, where the Word of God, the two-edged sword that goes out to enter us, all of that's located there. If you come through the front door and you come down the aisle, what you see is Jesus on the cross, the crucifix, all to give us the understanding that what we're here for is to encounter Christ. And not just Christ, but as St. Paul says, I preach Christ and Him alone, and Him crucified and nothing else. The center of the church, what we're here for, what we encounter, what we find, is Christ, Christ crucified, Christ risen. So again, as St. Paul said, we who were baptized into Christ were baptized into His death, so that as we participate in His death, we participate in a resurrection like His. As we come through these doors, as we appreciate what happens here, as we experience what is here, what we find is Christ. Christ alive, Christ present, Christ at work in our lives, Christ who walks with us, the Christ that we receive, that we carry out into the world from here. What is the church is centered on Christ and Christ alive among us.